So it's the first day back and we gotta get everything away, because if you take a look, all of my materials have come in and they need to go from there into my storeroom and get sorted properly. I gotta figure out what's going on with these books, and I really need to take care of this mess because that's not gonna work for me. So looks like we got a lot of work to do today. So we got a whole bunch of sea perch kits, which are the remote control robots that we do. They swim underwater, all kinds of cool stuff there. So we have a bunch of those kits. That's all for my 7th graders. We have some assorted supplies for different activities that we do. There's some dial calipers for my 8th graders. More sea perch stuff. These are all wooden blocks that we use in 8th grade. We have a ton of straws. They look kind of awesome, actually. It'd be a fun background that we use. We have some linking cubes. A lot of people use these for math, but I use them to teach drafting because you can put them together in all kinds of different cool ways and learn all kinds of really cool stuff from there. And then all the way over here we have our maglev train kits, which look something like this. And we'll make those so they race down the track, which we'll get video of later of the year. So that's all the stuff that I need to put into that room over there. So I've taught in this room for the past 3 years now, and every year that I've ever taught here, there's been a mess of cables that runs from the power area and also from the Promethean board, which looks like a giant white screen to you right now, but it runs down here, goes across this area, and basically I don't let students walk through this little throughway because if they trip on it, they're either going to hurt my board, hurt themselves, and I'm going to laugh. So I don't want that to happen, and this year I was able to get this nice long cable run that I can run all the cables through. So I'll put it down at the bottom here behind this desk. It'll go all the way back and then out to my computer where we can start looking at stuff there. But that's kind of where we're setting up now. I just need to organize that mess. All right, so at this point I have all the cables mostly separated: TV cable, the USB, power cords and extensions, Ethernet, and then my audio cables. We have all that stuff separated. Now I need to put it back together in an organized fashion. So it's another day, clearly wearing a different color shirt, but the same style. But I did get all of that done, so the wires are kind of contained. This is still a mess, but I'll get that all handled, not a big deal. And my little Apple TV fell down right there, so sad. All right, so the next step is I need to decorate my room, and I am not a big decorator at all. In fact, I hate it because if you take a look at my room, most of it is cinder block. There's really not much there to do anything with. The only real decoration I do is where Gandalf's telling you shall not pass, because if you trip on this stuff, you're going to hurt yourself, as I said before. So I have my decorations done. I'm ready to go. I get it all cut out and ready to go. But there's stuff that the school requires me to put up, so I'll put all that stuff up and maybe a couple more things, but then I'll kind of be ready to go with that. So my required decorations are up. Yes, they're up. And then I just have a few more things I need to do, like put up some no gum signs, a couple fire drill things, that kind of stuff, but nothing big deal. So I'm almost ready as far as the room goes to start the school year, which is awesome. But now I need to start diving into the content stuff, making sure that all gets done, ready to go. I have my first week totally planned for the intro stuff and kind of the beginning of the classes, but after that, I still need to do a lot of work. So this is my third year teaching at the school, and I have a pretty good handle on the content of the kind of how it flows and how it works for my students. Next thing is I really want to refine everything, make it the best it can be, and part of that is the design. I notice a lot of teaching materials generally don't have design in mind. It's usually just throw out the content and to get the information in. That's fine and not a big deal, but I really want the stuff to look nice, feel nice, and have a cohesive feel so students always know what's going on. So that leads me to what I'm going to show you here in a second. So what I'm doing here is I have a class logo, and this logo is there for one unit. Each unit is going to have its own little logo. This is my drafting unit, so the students will learn basic drafting and do everything from hand drafting down to the computer generated stuff, which you'll see on this channel a little later. So what I'm trying to do here is I want to make sure that this is set and ready to go in all of the materials that I produce. So any papers that come out, this will be on there because they'll know what unit it is. Any PowerPoints or anything like that, they'll all know what's there because of that. So that's kind of the next step here, and I'll show you what I'm doing. So if you take a look here, this is a Google slide. I have my little logo down there. I keep the same colors up here. The color white looks nice on that, and then any text, images, whatever needs to go in there will be there. Any Google Docs I have, same thing. The title goes up there, and if you scroll down to the bottom, which I'll do here, look, you have the logo again. That's going to go with all printed materials, all that kind of stuff. And this is something I really want to push this year because, as I said before, design is super important to me. I love stuff with design. My classroom is horribly designed, and I want to talk about that in a future video. But I really want to focus on design and how the class looks and feels, not only to the outside world, but also to the students, because I think it's important to take design into account when you're doing pretty much anything. If you look at like the most successful companies in the world, like Apple or Google, design is a big deal. The look and feel of their products and things that they produce just has an enormous impact on the perception that people have. Apple's stuff, while it's really not that special, makes tons and tons of money and sells for $100 more, or hundreds of dollars, should I say, more than what other competitors' products do, because they've taken such a focus on design and become the design company. Now you can argue that they're kind of losing that, and you'd probably be right, but the idea there that design is important and it values what we want is there. So I'm going to try to take some of the principles of design that I've learned through my master's stuff and through my undergrad and kind of go through and implement that in my classes this year, and I'll see how it works. I'm really going to focus on my CAD class, and then if it goes well, I'm going to implement it in my other classes next year. That's what my goal is right now.